So I'm going to show you these skeletons I've got. I've put these together and painted them now. I showed you these a couple of weeks ago. Can't even remember what game they were for now. I put a comment below what game they're for. But I'm going to use these for skeleton guard. I've got 8 of them. Nice poses. He's going to be my sergeant or my leader with the sword. Most of the others around with axes. It's quite. I mean, it's, as you can see, that the pose is repeated on them. I think there's four poses, and there's 2 of each figure. But I think I've showed these before. I really like the way the bases at work. Yeah. And you pop in. Okay, so let's clear these up the way, and we'll have a look at magic. So in today's round, a wizard has joined the fray with the skeletons. Now there's 2 different types of magic. The sort of defensive magic, which will buff your own units, and then there's obviously attacking magic, which will do damage or do detrimental to your enemy. So I've got one of each to try. Now with magic, I'm not really keen on games with magic in, but I really like the way they've done this. It's really good. Basically, when you get your order dice and you put it on your wizard, so you can issue a unit of order. For example, we'll advance him. So advance him just a little bit closer to the enemy. And after he's been issued the order, he can cast a spell. Now, the first spell I'm going to do is one called Fiery Balls, which is basically it's a magic missile. Now, the casting value of it is 9. So we need to roll a dice, and 9 or less, it goes off. Now the range of it is 20 inches. So, as you can see, well within range. I mean, that's a foot there, so well within range. So we're going to cast a magic missile. So I need to roll 9 or less for it to go off. I roll the fire, so it's gone off. Now, if the opposing side had a wizard, they can attempt to dispel it. But to dispel it, they've got to roll lower than I rolled it. So they need to roll 1, 2, 3 or 4 to dispel this spell. We haven't got no wizards, so they can't do that. So Fiery Balls has gone off. Now the effect is, its number of hits is D3 plus the caster's magic level. On all hits are resolved at strike value 1 and count as fire attacks. Right, so get a D6. So 1, 2 is 1, 2, 3 and 4 is 2, and 5 and 6 is 3 hits. So it's a 6. So it's 3 plus 1, so it's 4 hits on the unit. Now, because they count as fire attacks, it also means that they add an extra pin. So you took a pin for being hit, but you also take an extra pin because it's a fire attack. So as with normal shooting attacks, which is basically what it is, it's a magic missile. It's 1 dice per guy. I always put 1 on your leader because your leader gets a reroll. So the other guys are all the same stats, so I'll do them first. So Orc Warriors got a res of 6, 6 or less, bump, and the all pass. And the leader, 6 or less, yep, so the all pass. So all that happened to them was they took 2 wounds. Okay, so that's an attack spell. And we'll take these back and we'll do a buffing spell as such. So the spell I'm going to use is a spell called Wake the Dead. So the same thing happens again. You give your wizard an order. So let's advance him. And he's going to cast Wake the Dead. Now Wake the Dead has a casting value of 8. So it's 8 or less to go off. So let's try and cast it. Yeah, it's gone off again with the 5. Again, the opposing side can try and dispel it by rolling less than a 5. So 1, 2, 3 or 4 again. Now each wizard can only cast 1 spell, which is really good. That's one of the things I like about the magic phase. Now the effect, this is where I think this card I think should be harder to cast, because the effect is you roll a d6 plus the wizard's value. So let's roll a d6 again. Boom. So we've got 3 plus the wizard value. That makes that 4. And it says this is the number of additional warriors that rise up from the ground and join the ranks of the unit. So that means that this unit here have received an extra 4 warriors. I'm going to put one of these cool miniatures in and give them medium armour because they've got armour all over them. But I'll add them in there. So that unit's now 6. Now this Wake the Dead spell can only be cast on a unit of skeletons or zombies, and it's only if that unit contains 5 models or less. So I'm thinking if I bring 5-man squads of skeletons, so 2 or 3 squads, bring him. Each turn he can buff each squad and add more bodies to them, which makes this a really powerful spell. And that's why I'm saying that I think it should be harder to cast. I think it should be a 5 or a 6 to cast, not an 8, because it's really easy to get an 8 or less to cast it. So that's it, that's magic. So I'll say you've got buffing spells, which will buff your own units, and you've got attacking spells, which attack enemy units. Now a lot of the spells have various ranges. Some of them have a range of 10 inches per level of your wizard. So if you've got a level 1 wizard, it's 10 inches, level 2 20 inches, level 3 30 inch range. Again, that's something I like. I like the idea that the more powerful your wizard, the further the range you can cast the spell is as well. So that's magic. I've covered the main rules. We've done moving, shooting, hand-to-hand combat, magic. That's all I'm going to cover rules wise, because you need to get the rulebook. I need to play the game, and if you come back tomorrow I'm going to actually have a look at the missions in the rulebook